So hey, hi. So in this video, I will walk you through another problem statement so that you get the actual flow, how to like approach these kind of questions. So it was a like a entirely backend problem statement. We were supposed to make the library management. So this was a solo like thing assignment. So anyways, so this was a library management system, and we are supposed to make three schemas. So it was book, user, and checkout. So as you know, like the user actually takes the book and goes to the checkout page, right? So that's how it's going to happen. And what are the endpoints? So these are the like the models schema that was actually given, and these are like the list of APIs. So there will be sign up, sign in, library books, and book slash book ID. So there will be a checkout page. I mean checkout API, and there will be a return book API, right? So yeah, and at the end we were supposed to like make a cron job. So what's going to happen is it will execute in every 24 hours, and in the 24 hours you have to basically check if any of the book is out of the return date or not. Like let's say suppose today was the return date, the user haven't returned that book, right? So from tomorrow onwards, it will add like 10 rupees to his like it will fine basically for to that particular user. So we'll check I mean, models first of all. We'll go through the model. So model is really simple. In the user schema, we have the name, email, password, late return fine that I have actually mentioned, right? So by default, it will be zero and it will be a number. And role we will define like a user or admin. And for now, I have put in the refresh token here so that it will help if there isn't any integration to this API. So there's the user model. We'll look into the book model. Book model we will be having title, author, genre, published date, and available copies and total copies, right? So how many total copies are there in the library, and how many are actually available in that library itself? So it will if we minus these two, then we'll be getting how many books are actually issued, right? Already issued. So we'll be having the checkout models. Checkout schema would be having the book ID and the user ID. Checkout date, like today, like let's say today it has checkout, and we'll be having today's date, right? So return date, return late fine, and status, we'll be having status. So yeah, we'll look into the APIs now. So we'll go to the index.js. So there's the DB connection. So after that, we'll be going to app. In the app, we'll be having three routes, like the user route, book route, and check route. I mean checkout router. In the user router, we'll be having sign up and sign in. In the sign up, we'll be having like normal logic only, like to create an user. So we'll be taking email and password and name as well. So if it's not there, then just throw the error. And if it's there, then find by the email. So if that user is already there, then just show the error that okay, email is already there. Then after that, you have to hash the password and then just create the user. So if the user is not created, let's say there is a DB crash or something, then it will just throw the error. Otherwise, it won't, right? It will just it will just return me the response. So let us check the API first of all. Let me pull out the Postman first. Okay, so there's the Postman. We'll be going to the user route. So I've already created I think I don't have any. So there's my Mongo. Mm, yeah, I don't have anything. Anyways, so we'll be checking. And there's the sign up. And if I post, then the user got posted, right? So if I check in the users, then user is created, right? So for now, later different fee is zero. So if I sign in now for the same user, I'll delete the name. I don't need the name role as well. So if I do the sign in, then I'll get the refresh token and access token, right? So what's it's gonna do? It will just attach the refresh token here, right? So we'll take the access token first of all. And okay, so entirely all the routes. So as it is actually mentioned that these are private endpoints, and make sure to access set up the access token. So for these routes, whatever the private routes are there, right? Like slash library books and all, you have to do the access token validation. So if it's not there, then you just throw the error. Okay. So what we'll do, we have copied, right? Yes. Okay. So we have copied already. And what we're gonna do, we're gonna go to books, I guess. So for now, I don't have any books, I guess. Uh, Let me post some books. Okay, there is no books. Okay. So I'll post some books. We'll go through API by API, I guess. That would be better. So sign up and login is done. So library slash books. So we'll be getting all the books. So for now, I don't have any books, right? So it will come empty here only. So better we post some books. It will be fun, I guess. Let me post some books. So there's the book, and what it's gonna do, like publish date I have mentioned, like today 21 is the available copies is 21 and 41, right? So if I post, what's the post route? Mm, book route.js. So if I check, this one is the post route, right? Slash book slash book, and I will post it. Okay. Okay. So okay, headers I haven't mentioned. So if I mention the header, yeah. So so it's done. So it has created the user. I mean the books. So if I check now, the user, I mean the book is there, right? So I'll show you the logic, I guess. So in the post book, it's a middleware. As you can see, this is a middleware, right? Auth middleware. So what it's going to do from the headers, it will take the access token, and the if the access token is not there, then invalid user. If it's there, then decode it and make a API call that okay user.id if it's there or not. If it's there, if it's not there, then it is a invalid user. If it's there, then what I'm doing in the request object only, I'm attaching the user object, right? And I'm throwing it to the next route. So in the book route, we'll go to the post book. So I'm extracting everything. So anything is not there, then it will fail right away. So this is a logic. Like let's say we have the available copies and total copies, right? So if the available copies somehow the user has posted available copies that is greater than the total copies, that actually doesn't make sense, right? So the total copies will should be always greater than the available copies. So that's a, like a normal check I've done. So rest at 400. So available copies can't be greater than the this one. So for the date change, I've mentioned the this format. So what it's gonna do, like this format will be changed to the ISO date, like this one. Okay, we have used the moment.js for that, and book model dot create. So after that, when it will change the date, we'll just change the. We'll just create a book model there. So yeah, it will just return me the book. So this was the like a creation of the book model. So now if I take a get request, I guess it was books, right? And if I send a book request, then I'll get the all the books, right? So now we'll go to the next route. Okay. So slash book ID was the, let's say this one is the book ID, right? Mm, book slash book ID, and we'll get it. I think the route is there. Yeah, route is there. Okay, so this is the get by ID, and get by ID is nothing but the from the param only. I'm just extracting that book. So get by ID. So from the params itself, I am just extracting that ID, and there's the find by ID. And if it's not there, let's say the ID, the book is not even there, then we'll just right away throw the error that okay, book actually doesn't matter. Actually, it's not even present there. And if it's there, then just to return me the book. That's it. After that, okay. So book.id. So we'll go to the checkout route then. That would be fun. Okay, so checkout model, I think I have already shown you. So checkout, this is the checkout model, checkout route basically. So there's a post API and invalid token, obviously, and checkout book, correct? So what we're gonna do, like we are getting the book ID. So the idea is get the book ID, and we'll be having the user ID in the token itself. So we'll just create instance there right away. So what we will do, we'll get the user from the request dot user, and we'll do a find by ID. So if book is not there, then the ID is wrong, obviously. The book ID is wrong, basically, and we'll just throw him an error that okay, book doesn't exist. But if let's say the checkout date and the return date is not there, then we'll show that okay, the checkout date or return date is required, and we'll do a find one request. Find by ID. So let's say the token, and there might be some cases like 1 to 2% that maybe like we have to like check that okay, user is there or not. It might be some issue that okay, anything can happen, right? So I'm just doing an extra call to just validate once that okay, the user is there or not, particularly. So if it's there, obviously this will be handled to the middleware as well. There's not like really required, but for a security check that I have just added this line. So if it's not there, the found user, then just it's an invalid token. But if it's there, then what you're gonna do? You just okay. So we'll be having a helper function as well. So what I've done for the conversion of the date, I have used the convert date, that one. So it will just return me the date as well as the DDMY, like that exact function that we were doing in the that one, right? In the creation type of the book, we just separated that one in the help of a function. So if I check this one, okay, checkout route. So we'll just create that one, checkout details. So if checkout details is not got created, then there is a checkout unsuccessful. But if it's there, what you are doing, I'm just from the book model. So there will be available books, right? So from the available books, I'm just decrementing that by one. So if checkout is successful, that means from my library, the book is already gone, right? So from the available copies, I will just decrease that one. So that's the logic. So I'll just increment to -1. So it will just, and I'm taking the books.id, right? Okay, so we'll check the API, in the checkout page. Okay, checkout, what's the route? Okay, this checkout route, checkout dot slash book ID. Checkout slash book ID. I'll take a book. So book is done. So now if I post this, okay, invalid user, but why? Something wrong. Okay. I have an access that this one. The token is wrong. I'll go to the books, headers, this one, I guess. Yeah. We'll go to the checkout. Now if I post, you'd see my book ID is done. So checkout is successful, right? So now if I check the checkout route, so checkout it got created. So checkout date is there, return date is there. For now, what I have done, return date I have posted like so checkout date is like 23 today only. Okay. Okay, so 20, yeah, 23, like 23. I mean 2 days after. Return date I have put in like 1/1/2024, January 1st. And status we have done to the issued. So if the status would be an enum, it will be issued and as well as a return, right? So checkout done. I have changed that one to the this ISO format and done. So checkout is done. So what we're gonna do? This checkout is done. So return book we'll see. So what a return book will do, will just update the status of the checkout model. So we have, there is a enum, right? Just now I have told issued and returned. So what we're gonna do from the in the return API, we'll just change that status from issued to return. That's it. So we'll take the user ID, we'll make a call for the book. So if the book is not there, then book doesn't exist. It will do an extra check to okay, found user is there or not. And if it's there, then just update this one. I will take the book ID and the user ID, and this will give me one record, and we'll just check it to the return type. I mean return. Okay. So I'll go to the checkouts. So for now, my status is issued, right? So what I'll do, I'll just take the route. So the checkout route is return book slash book ID. So I'll go to the checkout. I'll give it to return book, and yeah, status updated, right? So if I check in my DB, so you'd see my status is now returned. So now it got returned, I mean, perfectly. So we'll go to the second statement. Uh, so checkout dot return book is done. Okay, so so for posting a book, it was already like I have already shown you. Okay, so we can update a book, right? So if we want, we can update a book. So for book controller in the book route, we have this book ID, right? And update with the help of put as well as patch. So in the update one, where we are taking the book ID, so we are again doing a search that okay, book is there or not. And in the update book, whatever we're doing, we are just spreading this request body. Whatever it is coming, we're not doing like extra checks and all. I mean, obviously it will fail if it's required in the model itself, right? So in the publish date, what I've done, I'm just doing a request.body dot publish date. So it will just change my publish date to the ISO format, and it will just put it here. And let's say I want to update some book, right? Let's say I have update. I want to update this one only. So library slash book ID, I guess. Okay. So I'll copy this one and I will paste here and I'll just delete this one. Yeah. So what I want is to you go and update this to, let's say, ABCD book action, and let's say crime genre. I don't want crime genre, maybe thriller or something. Okay. So if I send this, okay, it got updated. Okay. Is the route correct? Let me check it. So this is the checkout book route. This is the library and book ID. Update happened. Okay. That's interesting. What I'm sending actually. Updated book, thriller. Okay. So why did it come in the first place? Okay, anyways, I think there might be something wrong because in the first call only it got updated. Anyways, I don't know what's happening. But in the second time, I'm getting the response. Anyway, so this is the put API, I mean the update API. So we'll check the more functionality. And there's the patch API, there's the same logic. And these endpoints are for admins only. So make sure improve the, okay. So we have to do an authorization check as well. So in the role app, we have to put like the student and admin, right? So customer and admin. So this would be authorized, like, okay, the what's the role in the API? So that I think I have to add that logic. Anyways, so for the cron job implementation, so what was needed is we need a job share scheduler that checks for the books that have been passed, return their return date, but still haven't returned, right? So for the scheduler will run in every 24 hours, and it will increment the late return fee by 10 rupees. Initially, it will be zero. Okay, so for that we have used the node cron. This is an like the npm package, and you can check the documentation. Obviously, I won't go too much into the details. So we'll go to the user route. Uh, we'll go to the model itself, user model, as it was checkout model, I guess. Yeah. So what's going to happen is this is like the syntax. We have to put like the seconds and the minutes and the hours. So zero is the hour and minutes. So what we'll do, we'll find the entire DB, and what we'll do, we'll check if the return date is greater than the today's date. Okay. So whatever the return date that was mentioned during the checkout, if it's more than the current date, and status should be issued. So yeah, so this would be issued. So it will give me all the responses that is actually out of my return date that is expired already. So what we'll do, we will just map this whole, and we'll do in the user model, we'll do an update ID, I mean update by ID. And what we'll do, we will just increase the late return fee fine by 10 rupees. So every time in every hour it will go and update the user model. So we have the user model, right? So here itself. So here itself, it will just increment that by 10 rupees every 12 a.m. Every 12 a.m. it will, I mean, call the API. And yeah, this will be the thing. Okay, I will update this one, I guess, authorization part. I'll merge this video, I guess.